Check. Turn it down just a little bit, the headphone. That's good. I got it.
Sounds good.
You want us to go now? Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Buter Gymnasium on the campus of Lexington Catholic. Tonight, it's Louisville Trinity, number 1 in the state, taking on Lexington Christian Academy, also one of the top-ranked teams in the state. Joining me on the broadcast, Carl Red Hutchinson. And, Coach, good to have you back at the microphone.
It's good to be back, especially being this type of environment, seeing 2 good basketball teams. It ought to be interesting tonight.
You look at Trinity, they come in coached by Mike Szabo. They won the state championship a couple of years ago with Mr. Basketball, Nathan Dudonay, and they're going up against LCA tonight with a Mr. Basketball candidate in 6'7" Matt Rose, who averages 24 points, 10 rebounds.
This will be a good matchup for Matt. You'll get to see, I know Matt's a low post guy, but I think if he goes to the next level in college, he's going to be a wing player. So if he can get out here and stretch out the big 6'10" kid and a couple other guys that they have out there, it'll be interesting to see what Matt can do at this kind of level.
On the other side for Louisville Trinity, the Shamrocks, they won the state championship in football. They're led by their 6'10" senior, Raymond Spalding. He averages 12 points, 9 rebounds, and Coach, he's already a Rick Pitino commit next year for the University of Louisville.
I don't know if he's going to be ready for that. That's a whole different experience. I had the experience to play for Coach Bennett, which is a disciple of Rick Pitino, and I think some of the things that we did was watered down, and he's going to have to come with a different kind of motor. So I'll be able to tell you later on if he's ready for that kind of I don't want to say abuse, but that kind of coaching, let's say that, to see if he can get through.
Let's thank some big-time sponsors tonight here on PrepSpin that cover the Lexington Christian Academy Eagles. I want to thank Julie Hill. She's a local Zija distributor. All Sports, see it on the field, see it on the court, see it at All Sports. Van Meter Insurance, that's Mike Hancock there at Van Meter Insurance. Bluegrass Orthopedics, Kentucky One Health, James Comer for the Governor 2015. So all those folks sponsors here on Lexington Christian Academy PrepSpin webcast. William Warfield, our producer tonight, with Carl Red Hutchinson, Gary Ball. We're set for Trinity and Lexington Christian. Lexington Catholic already a winner. They're moved on to the semifinals. Boyle County, a 2-point winner. They're in the Final Four tomorrow night. So those teams, outstanding ball clubs, and we'll see who will be the another piece of the puzzle here, either Lexington Christian or Trinity. Coach, what does Lexington Christian need to do to defeat this very good Trinity team?
Their guards are going to have to come to play. They have to be real solid at the guard position. As long as I've been coaching and been in the 11th region, you win with guard play. And if you have good guard play, you had a good chance right here. But like I said, with a 16 kid, we don't see that much in our region. So it'll be interesting to see how Matt's going to play around the basket and have somebody that's more athletic than him, a whole lot longer than him. So it'll be interesting to see what those kids will do, how much the Spalding effect, if I may.
That's right.
Will take charge over the game.
And Jax Levitz can shoot it for Trinity as well. They've got some other guys, obviously, D'Angelo West, Christian Tyneman, the 6'5" senior going to Marshall. And then you look at LCA, and not only do they have Matt Rose, they got one of the best 8th graders in the region, Kyle Rode, 6'5" 8th grader starting. Listen to the stat number, averaging 9 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists per ball game. The young man's got a complete game. He had 6 steals in their win the other day for Lexington Christian.
He's an 8th grader, huh?
8th grader.
I hadn't seen him play yet. I didn't know if he's been out there. I didn't know if he was an 8th grader or not, but I've seen LCA play maybe twice. Didn't notice anybody that much other than Rose, who is I think is a pretty good player.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what the 8th grader does tonight. I'm telling you, this Spalding guy and this other guys that they have on Trinity, they're not number one for just, a hook or crook.
That's right.
These guys are legit, and if the 8th grader can come out and get his game going tonight against this group, then he'll definitely be legit after tonight.
Benton Nybert is another threat for LCA. 6'4" senior, averages double figures, coming off a 15-point performance for LCA last night in their opening round win here at the Traditional Bank Lexington Holiday Classic Tournament. And we're just about set for the lineups. We'll step out. We'll come back here on the PrepSpin with William Warfield, and we'll have the starting lineups in the tip. It's LCA and Trinity here tonight on the PrepSpin.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
It's been my dream come true to be your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I view the people of Western Kentucky as our family. So TJ and I have chosen this time and this place to say to all of you, I will be a candidate for governor in 2015. Journey to make Kentucky proud again. Thank you, and may God bless the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
The Eagles and their starters. Head guard, number 3, Trinity. Head guard, number 11, Niner. And forward, number 12, Matt Rose. And forward, number 13.
And welcome back here to Traditional Bank Classic at Lexington Catholic, where tonight LCA takes on Louisville Trinity. Gary Ball with Carl Red Hutchinson. Let's take a look at the starters for the Eagles of Nate Valentine. Coach Valentine in his first year, coach as the head coach. Coached at Trinity as an assistant for several years. Now he's the head coach at LCA.
He's doing a pretty good job this year with his group, considering what he has over there. And to be able to come in and have LCA as one of the top teams in the 11th region is my hat's off to him for that.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Drew Schock, a 5'10 senior, will start at a guard. 5'10 senior, Drew Schock for the Eagles. Drew Trimble, a 6'8 senior, will start. 6.4 averages. Matt Rose, the All-State candidate, 6'7 senior, 24 points, 10 rebounds. Kyle Rode, the 8th grade sensation, 6'5", already gave you his stat line. And Benton Nybert. Nybert will start. He is a 6'4 senior, averaging 10 points a game. Let's take a look now at the starters for Trinity. They're going to go with D'Angelo West will start tonight. And also starting will be Jax Levitt, a 6'6 senior. West, a 6'2 senior. Raymond Spalding in the middle, 6'10 senior. It will be Daniel Ramser getting the start. And it looks like Christian Tyneman, 6'5 senior, getting the start for Michael Stafford tonight. That looks to be the starters. For the Trinity Shamrocks, ranked number 1 at coach. They're 8-2, but one of their losses to the number 1 team in the country, Montverde, and they actually were tied with them at halftime, only lost by 6 or 8 points, played them very tough, the number 1 team in the country.
There's not a coach in this building that doesn't want to raise Spalding going into this game. You got to like your chances every night with somebody in there who's athletic, long, and understands how to play the basketball game.
It will be Stafford starting, one change. Michael Stafford will start for Daniel Ramser. It'll be Spalding going up. He will go up against Drew Trimble, the big 6'8 senior. LCA in the blue and Trinity in the white. Tampa's up. Spalding wins it in backcourt. Taps it to Stafford. He'll work it across. He gives it over to Levitch. Now they swing it around the right side to Stafford. Down low to Spalding, posting up. Spalding backs in, right side, power move, rolls in there. Good start for Spalding.
That's going to be tough. You know, LCA is going to have a tough time trying to stop that kid right there.
Shocked over to Rode. Back it goes to Drew Schock to Rose. They swing it around to Benton Nybert. Nybert looking down low for Trimble. Can't get it to him. They swing it back out top now on the left side to Matt Rose. He hands it to Drew Schock. Trinity up 2-0 on the Spalding power move to start the game, Coach.
I tell you now, Coach Zabo's feeling real good about this.
Rose a three.
That's what he does. He can shoot the ball. He can put it on the deck a little bit. And he's really athletic. So in order for them to get out tonight, he's going to have to make a lot of those shots.
And Rose shoots about 37% from three. He's not the best three-point shooter, but, man, he knocked that one down. Working with it, Stafford. Out top, Jax Levitch. His brother plays at Louisville, if you're wondering, if you're keeping score at home, and we know you are. Levitch swings it over down low to Spalding. They're going to go to that all night. Rose on him this time. Spalding short arms that one, though. Picked up and retrieved there. They kick it back out to Stafford. Good rebound by Ramser. Working with it is Stafford right side. Hanging partially blocked by Rose. Rose gets him a block there. Kind of a message. Rose knocks down the three, comes down on the other end and gets a block of Stafford's shot.
Matt's going to have to be that LeBron James, so to speak, for LCA to get out of here tonight. It's early. I like the energy. Spalding
on Rose. A little contact there, and Spalding put it down. It's 4-3. Spalding has 4. Matt Rose has 3 for LCA. 6:32 to go. Gary Ball with Coach Carl Red Hutchinson, William Moorfield here on PrepSpin. Bounce down low, Rose. Double team. Kicks it back out, Drew Schock. Goes back to Rose. Turn around, Rose. Knocks it down. Well, Matt Rose has 5, and Spalding has 4. The superstars are stepping up for their respective teams.
Well, that's what people have paid to see. They want to see what these two guys are going to do. So
Christian Tyneman had the ball. Comes out top. Jax Levitch, top of the circle. Lets it rip. Rattles it in.
a nice shot right there.
Jax Levitch with the 3. It's 7-5. Trinity by 2. Left side with it is Trimble, and that 15-footer won't go. Tapped around. Rose taps it out. Nybert being chased. Stafford runs it down into front court. Got away with the walk. Now gets it to his teammate. Down the lane, they lob to Spalding. Can't handle it. Tapped around. Schock got it. Boy, flurry of action, Coach.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see in this type of game.
Drew Schock to Rose. Good pass down low. No touch. Spalding with the goaltend. On the lay-in there by Trimble. Spalding with the goal. What a great pass by recognition by Matt Rose.
Well, I'd say right here, LCA is doing a pretty good job right here. Coach has them ready to go. They're playing with great intensity, and, as they should against Trinity. They're going to get their best shot.
7-7 here early on. With it, Levitch. He already knocked down a 3 out front. Comes out to Stafford. We're on PrepSpin with William Warfield. Gary Ball with Coach Carl Red Hutchinson. Joe B. Hall's in the house tonight. Coach Hall. Right side Tyneman, and he knocks it down. Daniel Ramser.
That's one thing that Trinity can do. I know these guys out here on the floor that can shoot the ball, to spread it out to get it inside to Big Spalding.
10-7 on the Ramser trifecta. There's Rose, about an 18-footer. Bullseye. The kid has 7, and dare I say, he's in fuego. He's on fire.
He's on fire. Well, he's going to have to stay on fire.
Yeah.
To pull those guys out. He's making his shots early, and that's great. But,
10-9 with it is Stafford. Down the lane, Stafford off glass, knocks it down.
One thing you can't do is trade baskets. Matt coming down, he's getting his shots, but somebody else has got to be able to get their shots in order to win these type of basketball games.
Could be Benton Nybert, could be Kyle Rode. He kicks it out to Rose. Rose, the senior, been starting for 4 years at LCA. Back out top, Trimble. They swing it now to Kyle Rode, the 8th grader. Back over now to Drew Trimble. Trimble down the lane. Spalding swats it out of there.
That's what that size right there. It changes the complexity of a basketball game.
Lob to Spalding and the
that
dunk.
Right there and rip the rim off. That's the thing that he's out on the floor for. It changes the game. He blocks a shot. He goes down and gets the dunk. It changes the whole complexity of the game.
14-9. Knocked away, but comes over now to Kyle Rode. He spins on Levitch. Back out Trimble. Schock tracks it down. Drew Schock works in on Stafford. 3:47. Coach, what have you seen here early on? Obviously, Spalding putting on the show here early on.
Well, with that size right there, I keep talking about it all night. That size changes the whole complexity of a basketball game. There's not very many teams that you're going to see in the state of Kentucky with a 6'10" kid. You get right by him, then he's standing there for you. He makes the block shot, they get into their transition, and boom, he's on the other end. So it makes it really tough for teams. So LCA's got to make shots, and they got to attack Ray, get him in foul trouble. Other than that,
Matt Rose has 7 out top, and here's the three-pointer ripped in there by Stafford. 5 for Stafford now.
They're making it look kind of easy out here.
They really are. And we'll talk about the balance after this LCA possession. 7 of the 9 by Rose. That's Nybert. He had 15 the other night. Did Benton Nybert. Looking over Coach Valentine is Matt Rose. He's working there on Christian Tyneman. Rose way out top of 3. Back of the rim, no. And Stafford tracks it down. Here comes Michael Stafford working in.
Good pass.
Pass down low, left up and in.
Pass.
Great pass and the finish by Ramser.
Pass. That was a great pass coming from a point guard. And Gary, you being one as well. We love to see those type of passes at the nice finish right here. Now, go ahead.
And LCA wants a timeout. That'll give us time to thank Julie Hill, our Zija supplier. Also, All Sports. See it on the field, see it on the court, see it at All Sports. Also, Van Meter Insurance. Michael Hancock of Van Meter. Bluegrass Orthopedics, Kentucky One Health. James Comer for Governor 2015. 19-9, number 1 team in the state leading LCA by 10. We'll return here on PrepSpin with William Warfield.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S Sports. Pick it up at All Sports. Pick it up at All Sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Gary Ball, Coach Carl Red Hutchinson, William Warfield on PrepSpin. It's 19-9. And it's been Spalding with 6, Ramser with 5, Stafford with 5, Levitch with the 3. Great balance by Trinity. They're up by 10, Coach.
And I mean, they're going to have balance right there. And that's the thing that LCA is going to have in order for them to do it. Just can't be Matt by itself. It's going to be some other guys that get balance. They're doing a great job on him.
Rose has it stripped away by Trinity and laid up and in by Stafford. He has got 7 now. Rose got a little bit of a shot, no call. And it's 21-9 Trinity.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just going to be a tall task for LCA. I'm not taking anything away from those guys, but somebody else is going to have to step up and make shots.
Drew Schock to 3. He knocks it down. Big 3 by Drew Schock. By the way, Trey King at 6'6", a sophomore, is checked in, and so has Joe Davis for the Eagles at that last timeout. 21-12. Well, that was a huge 3 there by Drew Schock.
That was a huge 3. Changed up a few things, but this is going to be tough for him right there.
Stafford.
I don't know much about Stafford, but that was a good move right there. He's a good-looking kid.
Yeah, he's already got more than his average coming in. He has a total of 9 points, Coach, averaging 6 coming in. Matt Rose, his ball club down 11 to Davis to swing it around to King. King back out top to Benton Nybert. Nybert over to Davis to Drew Schock. Schock now is going to dribble it back out of there. Minute 28 to go. We're going to have a reaching foul called on D'Angelo West, who just checked in for Trinity.
Trinity's doing a fantastic job of keeping Matt and fronting the post on it, and then they got a guy behind him in help side, which is making it tough for him to even throw it over. But if you throw it over, you're going to still have to face a big Ray Spalding down there. So
that's exactly right. Good point, Coach.
Thank you.
Here's Rose with it. Rose hands over to Davis, sets a pick for him. Davis uses it. Out top, he goes back now to his big teammate Rose. Now to Kyle Rowe, the 8th grader. Now to Rose, going baseline, dribbles it off his foot, out of bounds. It'll go to Trinity. They lead by 11. They're going to have the basketball with 69 seconds. Coach Zabel got the nice suit on tonight. He's all decked out. And Coach Valentine in the coat and tie, but he's already ripped off the coat over there for the LCA Eagle bench.
And that's all right. What LCA is going to have to do and what Matt's going to have to do, I know he got going early. And that's kind of, to me, it's fool's gold, because then you start doing things that you don't normally do and just keep shooting threes. You've got to stay patient and stay within what it is that they do. That's why they're 8-2 at this point.
That was great backside help by the 8th grader there, Kyle Rode, causing that turnover. Rhodes got the basketball. Hands over now to Benton Nybert. Rose picks for Nybert. Back over to Rode. Thought about the 3. Goes to Davis. Davis cut off. Brings it back out on the dribble. Davis. Back to Kyle Rode. Down to 40 seconds with Trinity up by 11. To 23-12 against LCA. 2 of the top teams in the state. LCA one of the favorites in the 11th region. Rode lines up the 3. Back of the rim, no. Rebounded. Coming out of there with it is Ramser. Ramser down on Rose. Rose got a piece of it. Kyle Rode comes out of there with it. Here comes Rode wanting to push it. Rode into the paint. Now to the basket and hooks it up and in. That's a big-time move there by Kyle Rode, the 6'5" 8th grader.
As he needs to get in there and make something happen with Spalding being out. It's a whole different basketball game, but
three-pointer won't go. Tapped around. Rhodes got it, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. Trinity will take a 9-point lead into the second quarter, 23-14 with great balance here in the first quarter. Mike Zibel's Shamrocks lead 23-14 over LCA. We'll come back with second quarter action here on PrepSpin, produced by William Warfield.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Second quarter action. Gary Ball with Coach Carl Red Hutchinson, the assistant varsity head coach with the Bryan Station Defenders, and you will play Aiken tomorrow in the consolation game, right, Coach?
Yeah, we will play for a championship tomorrow. It's the cancellation. I would have loved to have been playing for the actual championship here, but I think it's a good showing for us. I think there's a lot of things that we have to learn and get better at in order for us to be an elite team like the other teams in the region. So we'll see how it goes from here on out.
Henderson County's in the Final Four, Boyle County, and also, of course, the winner here will be in the Final Four as well. And there's a whistle away from the ball. It's kind of ticky-tack.
Very ticky-tack. But, hey.
If you're going to call that, we hope you'd be calling it the whole game. I mean,
I don't know, man.
You can call that the whole game.
Kenny, he's got a way of staying in the game and getting it into control right there.
7:45 and checking in for Trinity. It looks like that's is that number 20? Yeah. Also, that's Schmidt, Gabe Schmidt in there for Trinity. Schmidt just checked in. The other way, Kyle Road hanging off glass, no. And rebounded, pulled down by Daniel Ramser. Ramser now gives to Stafford. Stafford kicks it over the corner to Schmidt, lets the three go, no. There's Matt Rose, and it's going to be over the back called, and it's going to go against Jay Murphy of Trinity.
What LCA had to do on this run here, you had Big Spalding out. You should have attacked the rim more, which they did in a couple of possessions. But now he's back in the game, and they had to go on a run to get back into this thing. You know, anytime he's off the floor, somebody has to be out there attacking that basket and trying to run the score up or at least get a lead.
Long pass, and Davis can't handle it side court on the long pass from Kyle Road, and they turn it over.
Unforced turnovers, that's got to drive you completely nuts.
Johnny Stein is checked in for LCA, and getting up off their bench, Drew Trimble's going to check back in. Got Kyle Road, and also in there is Trey King, Matt Rose, right side with it, and to the basket, and laying it up and in, and a foul called on the nice move there by Trinity's Christian Tyneman.
For all the kiddies in TV land out there and cyberspace and all of that, that was a great move on the baseline by the young man. He caught the ball, he gave a good hard jab one way, and then went and attacked the basket. We try to teach that over there with our guys, which we have guys a little bit more athletic than he is. But if we could get our guys to do that exact move, or those kids out there in the TV land, if you can do that move and get to the basket like that, man, you'll have all kinds of scholarships coming your way.
And Tyneman does have scholarship offers. Looks like he's going to Marshall.
That ain't bad at all.
Missed the free throw rebounded by Matt Rose. You know, Matt Rose early was torching it. He had 7 points early, but Coach, he's been quiet now for about 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe they aren't giving him enough touches. I'm not sure.
I guarantee you that offense is Matt Rose, whatever he wants or whatever it looks like.
Stein gets a pick from King. Stein in trouble. He's going to hand it to Matt Rose. Comes over now to Trimble. Trimble back out to Rose. 6:35, and Coach, it's 25-14. Trinity by 11. That equals their biggest lead.
And, you know, right here, like I said, LCA is going to have to get somebody else to get something going other than
Kyle Road can't get it to go. Tapped around, goes off of Trinity. Good job there to knock it off Jax Levitch.
The complexity of the game has changed for LCA because Matt's not hitting his shots, and it's slowing down a bit, and then Trinity has got going a bit.
Stein looking to get it into Trimble. Back to King, wide open, and it won't go. Tapped up and in by Rose.
And he's got to do everything tonight. He's got to be Superman tonight, and that's going to be a tall task for any young man to do. By yourself, somebody's got to step up.
John Stein back in there, and this first time Stein's been in action since he's had the flu, Coach.
Oh, he's been the flu guy. That's been going around a whole lot there. You know, that flu's is ugly. I hope I don't get it. It hadn't been in my house, and he's not welcome either.
And Stein picked up the foul. He'll go back to the bench, and coming back in will be Drew Schock. So you got Rose, Benton Nybert, Trimble, Kyle Road, and now Drew Schock. That's the five that started. Trinity going with Jax Levitch. It's Michael Stafford with the basketball. Ray Spalding, the big guy, 6'10". And you got Daniel Ramsey, who's got the ball right now, and D'Angelo West. So we got everybody in there, don't we, Coach?
Yes, we do.
And the shot knocked down by Levitch. That's his second three. And the lead on the three-pointer there by Levitch. Here's a steal by Spalding. Spalding drives down, hangs on Road, and scores.
And this is the thing that they doesn't want to do. They got into the press, and this is what can hurt LCA because they don't have a really true ball handler. So it makes it tough for them to get out and when you start pressing.
Trimble the three. That's an air ball pulled out of there by Spalding. Leads it out to West. D'Angelo now with 5:22 in the first half, and Trinity leads by their biggest lead, 14, 30-16 over LCA.
Makes it tough for you. Like I said, you know, you got Matt. He can do a lot of things. Right here, backdoor cut, layup.
Layup and in by Ramsey. Boy, Trinity looking like the number 1 team in the state right now. This is a good Lexington Christian team right now that they're taking to the woodshed right now. Let's thank All Sports. See it on the field, see it on the courts. Van Meter Insurance, that's Michael Hancock. Bluegrass Orthopedics, Kentucky One Health, James Comer for Governor 2015. Julie Hill, your Zija distributor. All those sponsors here on Lexington Christian. 32-16. The lead is for Trinity. And Coach, what has Trinity done to get this big 16-point lead?
Just beat Trinity.
Beat Trinity.
That sounds kind of cliche, but, when you have a 16 kid, and I'll say it all night, and then people listening probably get tired, but when you got a 16 kid that is a game changer, LCA had to make their run when he was sitting down. They didn't get a chance to do that, and the other kids that came off the bench for Trinity, no drop off. They were able to do what they want to do. Now it's all about control. They put their press on. LCA's guards are not handling it very well, and they're getting into transition.
And look at this balance, Coach Red. Jax Levitch, 2 3-pointers, 6. Ray Spalding, 8 points and a couple of blocks. Ramser, 7 points. Stafford, 9 points. Steineman, 2. I mean, that's tremendous balance.
And look at the size of these kids. You got a 6'5", 6'10", 6'3", 6'6", 6'7".
Yep.
I mean, that's a small college team right there.
Trinity up 32-16, leading a good LCA team. Rose with 9, goes in on Spalding, lost control of it, and Spalding got a hand on it to go back to LCA. Matt Rose in there. Coach Zabo talking with Jax Levitch, getting some strategy going here. Getting it in play, Shock looking, Drew. Now lobs it to Trimble, right side. He hooks it up and rattles it in.
That's a nice play right there. That was a great play.
4 points for Drew Trimble, the 6'8 senior, and it's 32-18. I think if LCA could get it down to single digits, Coach, it could maybe make it a tight ball game in the second half.
Well,
maybe.
Yeah.
Being optimistic. Stafford back out to Jax Levitch. I mean, we got to try to keep our audience.
You got to keep your audience, man. We want to keep them here, but
well, we know LCA fans are watching on PrepSpin.
It's a good basketball team. I mean, that's been a tall task for anybody in this tournament. I don't care who it is. This is a tall task, and LCA is doing as best as they can right now. West
working on Nybert. Kicks it over to Ramser. Back to West, down the lane. Left-hand roll, good.
That's way too easy. That's way too easy. I see a lot of that now with kids playing Ole defense right there. Drives your coaches to the ball spots, man.
Shock hustles it across to Nybert. Open from 3. Nybert now cut off, bounces back to Drew Shock. 4 minutes to go in the first half with Trinity leading LCA 34-18. Gary Ball, Carl Red Hutchinson. Shock thought about the 3. Over now to Nybert. Here's the 3. Back of the rim, no.
2.
There's Rose battling, stripped away by Spalding. Then knocked away there by Kyle Rode. Rode drives in, hangs, and draws the foul there, and I think it's going to go on Michael Stafford.
And what Trinity is somewhat forcing LCA to do is too many jump shots. But I can't – I feel a little bit better because that's what we say to our kids. Man, y'all shooting too many jump shots. Get to the basket. Get to the basket.
Yep.
So it's not. So I feel a little bit better that it's not only us that does that. I know you got a big kid in there, but challenge him and see what it is that he's able to do.
That's right.
He may block the shot, then again you may get your body into him and call a foul. But if we stand there and shoot jumpers all night, it's going unless we as the kids say, that wet. It's going to be. I mean, come on now. You got to get to the basket or short your shot up.
Cal Rode got 1 of 2. He's a 75% free throw shooter, but only able to get 50% there.
Oh, wow.
Long pass. It goes to Stafford. Stafford drives down on King and draws the foul on Trey King, the 6'6 sophomore. So that's a 14 foul that will send Trinity to the line with a 15-point lead with 3:39 to go. The semifinals tomorrow night, we'll have both of them here on PrepSpin, 7 o'clock and 8:30. Lexington Catholic is in the Final Four. What's new?
They play the winner of this?
They play Lexington Catholic will play Henderson County.
Okay.
No, they'll play Boyle County.
County.
Henderson will play the winner of this game.
I like to see how they handle the big kid on the inside. I'd like to say a lot of these coaches should send Tommy Johnson some money because we wore him out. We wore Boyle County out. They didn't have the legs. The big kid was jumping all over the place on us, and he didn't have his legs. But, I mean, Boyle County's not a bad team.
They're pretty good.
They're a little bit better than advertised.
3:33 and Trinity by 16, the number 1 team in the state. Backdoor going, and Kyle Rode can't handle it. Fakes left side. Spalding rejects it about to Rose. He goes to Shock. Lines up a deep three. Front of the iron, no. Rebounded there by Rhodes. Fakes on Spalding. And a good job by the 8th grader to draw the foul on senior Spalding.
And that's what I talk about right there. You have to go in there and challenge the big guy and have him do something else, because if he stands there, he's swatting and punting balls out of the arena, so you have to be a little bit smarter. But that was a great move by the 8th grader to get in there, a little bit more mature.
Shock goes out to King. He hands it back to Drew Shock with 3:15 to go, and Trinity up 35-19. Carry ball, call Red Hutchinson, along with William Warfield of PrepSpin. Shock kicks it back over to Rose. Rose to Rowe down low. King's going to be pushed, and that's going to be number 2 on Mr. Spalding. So that's one way you can get back in it. You get the big 6'10 superstar in foul trouble.
Now, this is where it comes to task right here, is that LCA has got to capitalize with this kid being out for the next 3 minutes.
Need to make a run here. They're down 16. The 6'10 Spalding kid going to Louisville's out with 2 fouls, and you got to make a little mini run here in the last 3 minutes.
If they don't.
Rose, the 3 left side. He knocks it down. He's fouled, and he will get the soup
and the sandwich.
That's 12 for Rose. Foul went on Garrett Richardson. So that's a way to get back into the 4-point opportunity, Coach Red.
Yeah, it's a 4-point opportunity right there. They're going to have to go on a madman spree right here, making shots and doing things on the other end as well. But
in and out. Matt can't hit the free throw. He's an 86% free throw shooter. You just get that one to go.
We didn't jinx him, did we?
No.
Okay.
2:52 to go, and Spalding on the bench with 2 fouls for Trinity, the 6'10 center going to Louisville. Let's see if LCA can capitalize. Big 3 by Rose. He now has 12 points, averages 24. Out top, that's Stafford with it. He goes over to Jax Levitch, who lit it up in the state tournament for Trinity. Spinning like a top is Murphy. Back out it goes now to Stafford into the paint. They're going to run some clock here, Coach.
Run it. They have the lead. I'm against running the clock, but,
3-pointer, that's an air ball. And let's see, knocked out there by Kyle Rode. He was just making sure Levitch didn't pick it up. What's your thoughts about the 8th grader, Kyle Rode? He's got 3 points, and he's got a really good basketball IQ.
He's got a good basketball IQ right now. He's just in the 8th grade. He's got a lot to learn and get better at, and we'll see how it goes.
Kick it over the left side to Schmidt. Trinity's Jax Levitch, 2:09 to go. They're going to run clock with Spalding on the bench and found a little bit of early foul trouble. I don't consider 2 fouls foul trouble. I think when you get 3, you're in foul trouble. But they don't want him to get the 3rd before half, do they?
No, not at all. We had that happen to Taquan Clatt, but he's a smart player and he can stay in there. Some kids can, but it'll change the complexity if he comes out and he's got 3.
Shot out of the left side won't go, and rebounded Rose rips it out of there. We're going to have a reaching foul called on Trinity, and that'll be their 7th foul. It'll be the bonus. 1+1. Foul went on Levitch.
They got to make a mini run right here, but I'm watching Trinity, and their whole demeanor is the same as it was when the game started. They're not rushing, they're not doing anything out of kilter, and it's a sign of a well-coached and a good basketball team. To where your big fellas out, nobody seems to be all out of shape.
They're all rattled about it.
All about it. So what? LCA fans is clapping and screaming and going, and that's the sign of a good basketball team, and you want to see that.
13 for Rose, Coach. He leads everybody. Matt Rose, 24-point average, and he's got 14 already.
In order for them to get out of here tonight, he's going to have to get –
number 12 is going to have to take him to the promised land,
He's going to have to have 50.
I don't know about 50, but probably 35, 30-plus anyway. It's 35. Here's a steal by Rose right on cue. Drives in on Levitch, puts it up, and draws the – well, Matt Rose wanted to dunk that, and Levitch would not let him dunk it, and Rose draws the foul. That would have been a sweet and one, and possibly get this thing down into single digits here with 1:30.
And LCA would do themselves a favor by getting it down to single digits before it's all said and done, going into that locker room.
The coach, that's the kind of foul there as a coach you don't mind, because Jax Levitch sent a little bit of a message with that foul.
Let him know.
But if you're going to bring that in here, you better bring it harder than that.
And that's a good foul. He didn't get the basket, make him earn him from the line, which you said he's an 86. He's 86% free throw shooter. So
Rams are back in. Trinity shuffling them in there. Back in is Stafford as well in the West. Rose got them both. He has a total of 16 already. 35-26. LCA's got it to single digits after Trinity led by 16. Minute 20 to go. Remember, Spalding went on the bench with about three minutes to go, Coach?
It was 3 minutes to go, and like I said, the LCA had to make a run while the big fella is on the off the floor, so that helps. How many people have LCA subs so far? They've only subbed maybe 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, LCA has, you're exactly right. They've played King, they've played Stein, and Davis, so they've played 8 guys so far.
Played 8 guys
whereas
so far.
Trinity has played a total of 5, 6, 7, 8. They've played 8 guys as well.
So that's not bad. You know, this time of year you're trying to find that key rotation. You know, LCA is a scrappy team. They're playing hard. They're doing the things that need to be done. I said this last year, if you remember, we were on the radio. I said they are a true point guard away from being extremely dangerous.
Again, I can't thank enough the sponsors of LCA. Julie Hill, a Zija distributor. That's that great product. Doug Flynn's involved in that. All Sports. See it on the field, see it on the court, see it at All Sports. How about that, Coach? I know you've been over to All Sports. Van Meter Insurance, that's Mike Hancock. Bluegrass Orthopedics. Kentucky One Health, James Comer for governor in 15. Minute 5, and Trinity has the basketball, and in the hands of Gabe Schmidt. Now they go to Stafford. Stafford dribbling around like doing his best Curly Neal impression. I'm going back in time now. I realize that, but that's okay.
It's all right, spreading it out, running. You know, I'm against some of this. It's just me as a coach. I like to still attack and do what we do. You start passing that ball around, kids fall asleep.
Rose, a little bit too much contact there with the Trinity guard, and that was Ramser, and the foul's going to be on Matt Rose. That's his first. If you're wondering if you're keeping score at home, I'll update you again. 15 for Matt Rose, 15 points. That leads everybody.
It's not bad.
Going out King and back in. Here's LCA. They're going with Shocked. They got Rose. They got Nybert, Trimble, and Kyle Rose. The 5 that started the ball game for Nate Valentine. 35-26. Trinity has lead and leather.
Lead in the leather.
A 9-point lead. They've led by as many as 16. 26 seconds to go here before halftime. D'Angelo West has it down on a yo-yo out there. Hands it back out to his teammate now, Daniel Ramser. He has 7 points. West, normally a starter, did not start tonight, Coach. I don't know what that's all about.
He must have been up all night in the hotel.
Stafford, and we're going to have a Palmy to basketball. So LCA will have it with 7.3. How big would it be right here for LCA to knock a basket down here and cut it down to maybe 7 before halftime, or 6 with a 3?
Valentine would be extremely pleased going in there.
Be very happy, wouldn't he? Rose gets it to Shock, looks up, down to 6 seconds. Shock down to 4, cross the line. Shock down the lane, kicks it over the corner. Road lines up, partially blocked, and it's blocked over there. Good defense by Stafford, got a piece of it for Trinity. Well, we'll go to the locker room, and it's Trinity. They led by 16. Right now they lead by 9, 35-26 here at the Buter Gymnasium for the Traditional Bank Classic here at Lexington Catholic. 35-26, Trinity leads LCA at halftime. We'll return here on PrepSpin, produced by William Warfield. Welcome back here to the Buter Gymnasium. Danny Haney Court, Gary Ball, Coach Carl Red Hutchinson. Semifinals tomorrow night. Lexington Catholic, Henderson County Boyle have punched their tickets, and Trinity leading by 9. Coach Carl Red Hutchinson does a great job breaking down the numbers. You teach math, Coach?
No, I don't teach math. I'm a special ed teacher. I did when I first started teaching, but I can add and subtract.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
all
you
that
can add
matters
and
to
subtract.
me.
You're good with numbers. That's all
That's
I know.
all that matters
Here's
to
Carl
me.
Red Hudson to take a look at those first half numbers. Coach?
For the thing that stood out to me for the game, the reason why Trinity's up is that they shot 65% from the field for the first half, and LCA shot 42%. They were about even on the backboard, but the thing that was different was Matt Rose is going, and then you got Stafford who's scoring 10 points. It's really been equal. I can't see anything on here that's not that other than the 65% from the field.
Yeah, and a lot of that was because Trinity was so good at taking the ball to the basket and getting some. And what passing? I mean, how many assists for Trinity in that first half?
Trinity had 6, and there was a tie on that. So their turnovers were 6, so they kind of canceled each other out.
And you look at Louisville; they had 1 assist yesterday against Kentucky. 1 assist.
Wow.
Kentucky won that game, and you're talking about high school teams with 6 assists already in the first half.
This has helped too. They're 50% from the 3-point line as well.
Yeah.
And
Matt
LCA
Rose
was 30%. So that's the difference, I would say, would be the 3-point shooting.
And Matt Rose is single-handedly keeping his ball club in it. You said 40 he would have to have. He's got 16 here at halftime, Coach. He's got 16 of their 26. But I think you made a very good point when you said, hey, Gary, somebody else, either a Kyle Rode or a Benton Nybert or somebody or Trimble has got to step up and give some more scoring production, particularly if you get the big fella Spalding into foul trouble. He did go to the bench with second foul with about 3 minutes to go in that first half.
It was important that they made their run right there when he was on the bench.
Yeah.
I just don't think LCA did enough of a run to really to stay in here, because now you're going to have him back out here. He's going to control the backboard.
Right.
He's going to control the paint, and they're going to be disciplined. They're not going to do anything outside of what it is Coach Szabo asked them to do. Valentine does a good job with those guys, but somebody else is going to have to step up. I don't know who it is that's going to be able to do that, and they're going to have to be a triple-digit. Wow, that's too much. They have to be a double-digit score. You have to have 2 more guys with some balanced scoring for them to get out of this game tonight.
And you look at Trimble, he's got 4. Benton Nybert, coming off a 15-point effort, was held scoreless in that first half. Or maybe look for Benton Nybert to pick up his scoring. The 6'4" senior averages double figures. And Matt Rose, though, I tell you what, Coach, he's the cousin to Rex Chapman, who, by the way, Rex is in the house tonight. And he's the cousin to Rex. And Matt Rose, a 6'7" kid, he's already decided, Coach, where he's going. He's going to Samford and play for Scott Padgett next year as a college basketball player.
That's a good spot for him. You know, Matt's a great kid. I like Matt. I've had a chance to talk to him a little bit. And I think that'll be a great place for him. You know, he's going to have to stroke it like Rex, and he's going to have to jump through the roof like Rex tonight in order for them to get out of here. They're playing well. Anything can happen. LCA, if I can say this and be honest, I went to watch them against Dunbar, and Dunbar was up big time on them. I ended up leaving. To my surprise, I come back, they end up winning that game. So it could be interesting right here. I'm not going to say that it's over, so I like to see what kind of second-half team that they are, because they've been coming back on a lot of teams this year. When they look like they've been down and out, they've come back and either win the game or it's real close. So I'm excited about seeing what they're able to do against this good team right here.
Let's check the lineup for you. And for Trinity, they'll be going with Stafford. He's got the basketball, along with Christian Tyneman, Ray Spalding, and also they're going with Daniel Ramser. They kick it in the corner there to Stafford. Stafford down low, hanging off glass. No. Nice one-handed rebound by the 8th grader, Kyle Rode.
He's not bad. He's kind of growing on me. He's a rebounder.
Yep.
I hadn't seen him too much offense, but he understands the game, and that means a lot.
Out top, Trimble lines up the 3, off the mark. Boy, normally can knock those down out there. Rebounded by Jax Levitch. That's your 5th starter. Over to the right side, they kick it to Ramser, to Stafford, over to Levitch, down low to Spalding, backing in on Trimble. Spalding, base off glass, won't go, gets his own miss, throws it up, blocked away there by Rose, and coming out of there with it, Rose. A good block by Rose.
And, you know, to be 6'10" and come down with that ball and not get it up, I know Coach Patino's going to fix some of that.
Oh, yeah.
That he does. But
that'll be corrected.
That'll definitely be corrected there. So
At
I
the
wouldn't
next
have called
level,
a
it
foul.
better be.
And when, you know, he
pass knocked away there by Stafford. It'll go back to LCA. Boy, a bucket here would make it interesting. A three-pointer would get it down to 6.
It'll make it very interesting right here. But Spalding can't let that stop him from doing what he does.
Goes in on Spalding. Jump ball called. Spalding with the tie-up. But, you know, I like the strategy by the Eagles to take it right at the big fella.
I said that, if I can remember correctly, I said that's what they're going to have to do is go at him, get him in foul trouble, and then when he's out, make a run.
Rose is 6'7", Trimble 6'8", so LCA's got some size. Rose cut off there. Now they kick it back out to Trimble. He's going to hand it to Drew Schock. You know, Schock knocked down a 3 in the first half. Maybe he can get on track, knock down some shots. Over it goes to Nyber. Lob down to Rose. Rose posting up on Spalding, and Spalding rips it out of there. Spalding with the block. Here comes Ray Spalding. Loses it off his foot. Spalding needs help. Now kicks it back to Stafford. They go in the corner now to Tyneman. Back now to Ramser. Out top, they swing it to Michael Stafford with 6:27 to go in this third period, and it's still the halftime score of 35-26 Trinity. Down low goes Tyneman with the reverse. A nice move there by Christian Tyneman.
That's well-coached basketball right there. They didn't get out of their out of kilter and do those type, you know, just get out of whack of what they do. They were patient, and they got the shot that they wanted. That's good basketball right there.
It's either Thieneman or Tyneman. PA guys calling him Thieneman, so if we are saying that name incorrectly, we apologize. 37-26. With it is Rode. Cal comes over to Drew Schock. 5:48, 37-26. Big possession here for the Eagles, Coach.
They have to come up big right here on this shot.
Trimble with Spalding on him. Comes back out top now to Rode. Rode hands it to Drew Schock. Rose has defensively Daniel Ramser on him. Schock angling right side, going toward the basket.
Walk.
And, yeah, he traveled with it in his indecision. He kind of wanted to shoot it, but he also wanted to pass it. In that indecision, he traveled. And Trey King will check in, and going out will be Drew Trimble.
Those trees he turned in and changed up all of that.
5:24 to go, third quarter. As we said, Boyle County, Henderson County, Lexington Catholic have punched their ticket in the Final Four, and the winner here will go to the semifinals. With it is Thieneman, and he is going to be fouled on a reach.
Trinity's a solid team. Now, if you look at them, they're not flashy. They're not world looking. They don't look world busters, but they are solid as all get out.
5:14. Trinity ball and lead. Ramser kicks it over to Stafford. Down low, Spalding wide open, reverses it up and in.
That's what I'm saying. They run the offense right there. Solid, man. I'm enjoying watching this as a coach.
Yeah.
As a coach, I'm enjoying watching this.
They're very disciplined.
Yes.
Rose stops from about 15, rattles it in there.
That's a nice shot right there from Matt. I was going to say it was a little rush, but it went in, so.
18 for Matt Rose. He leads everybody. 39-28's got 18 of the 28 for the Eagles. Left side, there's Ramser, 3, falling down, won't go. And Nybert battling and picked up by Rose, and he is going to be undercut. And ball knocked out by Trinity. Matt Rose undercut. Looks like everybody's okay, though. No harm, no foul.
No harm, no foul.
Trimble back in for LCA. They're going with Schock, Rose, Trimble, King, and Kyle Rode. Matt Rose kicks it over to Drew Trimble. Left side free throw line extended. Swing it out the road. Trinity in a man-to-man defense. 39-28. Big possession here for the Eagles. Matt Rose backs it back out with the Ramser on him. Rose kicks it. Drew Schock. Schock lines up to 3. Off the iron, no. Rebounded by Trimble, though. Turns on Spalding. And a shot blocked by Spalding. Pulled down by Jax Levitch.
Just when you thought you had it, here comes a 6'11 kid.
Kick it right side. Thieneman with the 3. In and out. There's Spalding battling. Ball knocked away. And we're going to have a foul call. King and Kyle Rode battling there. Let's see who they called that on. Pick your poison. Called it on King, so they picked the King poison.
When you got the 6'11 kid, they're bumping him, they putting their body on him, they pushing him.
Trinity up by 11 with 3:50 to go. Gary Ball with Coach Carl Red Hutchinson and William Warfield on PrepSpin. Join us tomorrow night for both semifinals. There's a fadeaway Spalding, short arm. Spalding gets up a little gimpy too. They had a wide open player, Trimble, but Rose didn't see him. King lines it up right side, no, and knocked out there by Trinity. You know, you had Trimble wide open, and for some reason LCA didn't see him. Had a wide open lay-in.
The big fella's a little injured right here, hustling off the floor. I hope he's okay. He got fouled down here.
Yeah.
You know, I hate that. You know, it's that hacker shack right there. You know, he's a big kid. He can handle it. No, if it's a foul, call the foul.
3:25, and Spalding on the bench with a slight injury. D'Angelo West is in for the Rocks of Trinity, the 6A state champions in football. 23rd state title in football for Trinity.
They won it again?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
West bounces down low, and that's a block there by King and a foul call. Don't know about that one either. Look clean from here.
Well, they missed it on Ray Spalding, so you knew that was coming.
That will send Christian Thieneman to the line for Trinity.
It's great offense right there for Trinity.
By the way, on King, he's already picked up 4 fouls. He's got as many fouls as he does minutes played.
That's all right. He's getting his money's worth today. You know, get on the floor, and that's what they're going to do, just being there. And he's young. Did you say he was a sophomore?
King is a 6'6" sophomore. Yes, sir.
So you got him. You got the 8th grader. Like I said, if they get a little point guard over there, they can be dangerous.
And I'm looking down. Looks like Spalding had to go to the locker room, coach, get some treatment.
Oh.
He's not on the bench.
Wow. Well, you know, right here, like I said, he's not in the game. LCA has to make a run. That is not going to help at all.
Steal by West. Here's D'Angelo West. Bounces behind his teammate Stafford, though, but he retrieves it. 41-28. Biggest lead Trinity's had is 16. They lead by 13. West was not expecting that pass back from Jack Slevich, was he?
He was not expecting that.
But still retained it. Stafford spinning like a top.
Like
Slevich launching the 3. Back of the rim, no. Kyle Rode and Rose, and say that 10 times. Rode and Rose, and here's going to be a timeout called by LCA and Coach Valentine with 2:31 to go. They're down 13. That'll give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors again. All Sports, see it on the field, see it on the court, see it at All Sports. Julie Hill, Zija Distributor, Van Meter Insurance, that's Mike Hancock, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Kentucky One Health, and James Comer for Governor 2015. All those sponsors will return here on PrepSpin with William Warfield and LCA trailing Trinity by 13.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S Sports. Pick it up at All Sports. Pick it up at All Sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and
It's been my dream come true to be your Commissioner of Agriculture, and I view the people of Western Kentucky as our family. So TJ and I have chosen this time and this place to say to all of you, I will be a candidate for governor in 2015. We will start the journey to make Kentucky proud again. Thank you, and may God bless the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Gary Ball, Boyle County, they're already into semifinals. Henderson County's in, Lexington Catholic's in, the final piece of the puzzle. And, Coach, we keep looking down at that Trinity bench, and Ray Spalding's still in the locker room.
He's still in the locker room. They're trying. Something must really happen to the big fella. I hope he's okay. But
yeah, you really like that kid, don't you?
Yeah, he's not
Here's
bad.
Rose, power move, rolls in there. He's good, too.
He ain't bad at all. You know, they have to make their run right here.
20 for Matt. He averages 24 and 10. 41-30. LCA's got it down to 11. Let's see what West does here for Trinity with 2:10 to go. Over to Stafford. Thieneman in there. Stafford gets a pick from Thieneman. Now loops it back to Christian. Christian hands it back to Stafford. Michael Stafford.
Very solid.
Works in on shot, and here's a jumper. Good there.
I
Nice
really
shot
like
by
that
Stafford.
kid right there. He's very under control as a point guard. Is he going to school anywhere?
Yes, sir. He's being looked at by some colleges and shoots 40% behind the arc. He's got a dozen, Coach.
He ain't bad. I like he's solid.
Rose down the lane, hanging, rolls out. There's Trimble battling on the floor. Kyle Rode, and coming down there with it, though, is Christian Thieneman for Trinity. Leads it out to West. West into the paint. 1:30 to go in the third, and 43-30.
I think the one thing, nice move.
Nice reverse by Ramser.
I think the one thing that Matt can't do in this game is try to take over and do too much. Stay within the offense and get your shots out of offense, not one-on-one. Oh, that's a tough shot.
Three-pointer
right
won't
there.
go
Not the
there
shot.
for Benton Nybert. Here comes Trinity's Ramser. Stafford's got it, and he traveled with it. Stafford with the steps, minute 3. And there's the big fella. He's back. He's okay, Coach. He's back in there, Ray Spalding. And
LCA didn't make anytime he's not on the floor, you don't make a run.
Yep.
That's
not a good thing.
You're not helping yourself at all. You have to make that run. And if he's hurt, then if they get on a run and he's hurt, then does that injury start to affect what it is that they do? So it's just going to be tough for him to do it.
And Jay Murphy's back in there as well for Trinity. He's in the game. Over to Rose, and Rose is going to be grabbed on a nice move to the basket. The foul's going to go on Stafford. That is the first team foul against Trinity here in the third quarter of the second half. LCA's committed 3 team fouls. Matt Rose leads everybody with 20 points for LCA. And Joe Davis is back in there. Spalding gives it up now to West. D'Angelo West, 6'2 senior. He averages nearly 10 points a game. West down the lane and
Nice
lays
move.
it up and in.
That's what they can do right there. You know, they got 3 or 4 kids that can go off the dribble. They're big and they're strong, and it makes it tough for them. So you got to put the ball in Matt's hand, which takes everybody else out of what they do. They stand around and they watch.
LCA only 4 points here in the third quarter. They had 26 at halftime. 16 seconds, that's all, and all 4 from Matt Rose. Kyle Rode lobs to Matt Rose, knocked away, and that's going to be a foul on the backside, help. It's going to go on Thieneman.
Sometimes I hate to say that I'm right or I told you so. Sometimes I hate to say I told you so, but Matt's going to have to get 50 in order for him to get out of here tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, Trinity's very solid. And when you got a 16 kid that can erase a lot of things that you do.
Yep. Kyle Rowe with 5 seconds, hands to Rose. Rose over Spalding from 3, banks it home. Rose with 23, and that's going to cut it down to 14. Let's see if LCA's got a run in them here in the final quarter, but right now it's all Trinity, number 1 ranked team in the state. 47, the LCA Eagles 33. We'll return with the final quarter here on PrepSpin, produced by William Warfield.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Gary Ball with Coach Carl Red Hutchinson and William Warfield here on PrepSpin with the final game of the quarterfinals tonight. Louisville Trinity, number 1 ranked team in the Commonwealth, the leading LCA. And some folks feel like that even though Trinity has lost a couple of games, Coach, that they should be nationally ranked, and they may indeed be nationally ranked if they would win this tournament.
Well, okay.
They played the number 1 team in the country down on the wire. So,
oh, did they?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well. This is my first look at Trinity. I mean, they solid. I'll give them that much. They are solid as all get out. And it'll be a tough out for a lot of teams in the state of Kentucky. But, you know, I have to see them on a national level.
Played Montverde, the number 1 team in the country. They were tied with them at halftime. 47-33, Jack Slevich. And there's going to be a foul down low as Spalding and Rose were working. And that's going to go on Matt Rose. And Matt Rose has picked up his 3rd before Spalding picked up his 3rd. Remember, Spalding picked up his 2nd with 3 minutes to go in the first half.
I just think it's a tough matchup for Matt. He has to do that's a nice offense right there. Buddy.
Nice offense finished there by Murphy.
Very
Murphy's
nice.
First basket for Murphy, and the lead is 16 for Trinity to start the fourth quarter. Drew Schock into the front court, kicks it out to Rose. Rose with Levitch on him. Matt Rose has 23 points to lead everybody. That's averages about 24. Rose, what a special player. Over to Davis. They're going to have another, like you said, though, Coach, score. Maybe it's Rode. I'm not sure. He works on Spalding. And off glass, no. Rebounded by Spalding. Good move by Rode, but couldn't finish.
You got 6'10" down there. It changes up a lot of things that you do.
Changes the whole complexion of the shot, doesn't it?
Yes.
7:08. Right side with it. Murphy, who hit that shot on the inbound play, gives to Jackslevich.
Uh-oh.
Spalding going in on Rose. Puts it up and in, and Spalding will get the and one.
Thought he was going to bang on him, Gary.
Yep. That's a dozen for Ray.
Thought he was going to punish the young fella down there. When he playing for Rick Pitino, he don't dunk that. That's going to be a sprint and on the bike. I'm telling you, it's going to be a bike sprint. You ever seen that done before?
What's that?
Where they make them sprint on the bike? Oh, it's. Have you ever been to Rick Pitino practice?
No.
Oh, Lord. Gary, let me tell you, it's a life-changing experience, let me tell you.
Life-altering, huh?
Oh, gosh.
Spalding knocked down the free throw. He has now 13. And the lead is the biggest, 19, 52-33. Rose lining up a three out front. Back of the rim, no. Rebounded by Jackslevich.
I think it's just too many jump shots for Matt. He's settling for those. He needs to try to get to the basket a little more.
Well, he knows he's got 4 fouls now too, Coach, so he's got to be a little cautious taking it to the basket. Trinity very good at taking charges. Spalding not liking the contact going on with Trey King right now. Down the lane, Stafford out top, and there's Murphy's three, won't go. And Spalding taps it to himself, gets another rebound.
Changes the whole complexion. Look.
Murphy spinning, lost control of it, and picked up by LCA and picked up there by Johnny Stein. Stein in the corner to Kyle Rode. Back to Stein. Fakes with the ball. Stein down the lane, kicks it in the corner, and three-pointer air ball by Davis. Stuck back by Rode. Rode can't get it to go. Turns and rolls out of there. We're going to have a whistle foul called against Trinity.
LCA looks a little tired right now. You know, that size and that strength of Trinity, you know, it causes you, you know, it wears you down. You can play good for a little while, but then that size, it starts to show up, and it starts to wear you down.
Boyle County, Henderson County, Lexington Catholic, and the winner here will be your Final Four tomorrow night. First game will be between Lexington Catholic and Boyle. Henderson County will take on the winner here at 8:30. Join me and Tony Wise for all that action tomorrow night. Free throw knocked down by Rode. He hit a bucket and a free throw in the first half. Rode now has 4 points. He came in averaging 9. Kyle Rode, a 6'5", 8th grader. I tell you, you don't see too many 8th graders starting the city of Lexington for any team, Coach.
No, you don't see very many of them. But when they do, they're special kids.
You had Huddy over there and Johnson. Did they start as 8th graders? I know they played as 8th graders.
Johnson and Huddy did. Huddy started as a 9th grader. Also had a Larry Morton over there for a little while.
Right.
Started as an 8th grader. So
52-35 here. Trinity rocks by 17. They have the basketball. 5:40 to play. Gary Ball, Carl Red Hutchinson, William Moorfield, our producer on here. Is going to be a foul, a bit too much contact by Stein.
You know, LCA is, you know, trying to be scrappy, and that's nice and fine, but, you know, you got to stay into what it is that you're doing.
Trinity.
Oh, wow.
What's the call? Benton Ibert wanting to check in and does for Stein. Trinity in the white and Lexington Christian Academy in the blue. Eagles 8-2, Trinity 8-2. Down low, Spalding works in on King. Spalding cut off, hands it back to Christian Thieneman to the basket. Blocked from behind by Rode, and a foul called on Rode.
You know, King's down there as being a scrappy kind of a guy up under the basket, and, you know.
17-point lead for the Shamrocks. Thieneman at the line. Christian knocked down the free throw. He's hit his last 3 free throws, Coach. He's got 7. He came in averaging 10.4 points to Thieneman and 7 rebounds. What's the call here, Coach?
Man, Donnie needs to stop that. That was the young fella's been down there pushing and jabbing and kicking, and that's uncalled for. That's just
called technical foul on Spalding.
That for nothing. He's down there just saying something. They've both been talking. He's not really saying. I didn't see anything that they were doing. I've noticed that the young kid's been pushing and kicking him the whole night, and they've not said a word. Then you access a technical foul. That's just I don't like when they do things like that.
That's 8 for Christian Thieneman as he knocks down the free throw, and Matt Rose will stroll up there and shoot for LCA with the technical, and he'll get 2 and they'll get the ball. but they're down 19, Coach. 5:29. Well, what can LCA do here in the last 5:29?
Make baskets.
Yep, that's 24, by the way. So Rose has 24 of the 36 LCA points and make it 25.
And like I said, somebody else other than him, he'd either have to get 50 or somebody else is going to hit double digits. That's going to be their Achilles heel. There's Achilles heel, I think, throughout the remainder of the year because they're going to have some other scores in there and big-time scores.
If they want to win this 11th region, they do. There's no doubt about it.
They're going to have to do that.
Because it's a strong region as always. With Catholic starting to put their game together, aren't they, Coach?
Yeah, they are.
Davis in trouble. May need it. Turns around. Block. Kicks it back out. Road launches a three. Off the iron. No good. Battle for it. Picked up by Joe Davis, the senior. Good hustle by Davis. Gives it back to Road. 5 minutes to play and 54-37. Trinity by 17. They've led by as big as 19. Davis penetrates in. Goes over to Road. In the corner now, Nybert. Benton kicks it over to Rose. Thought about it. He kicks it out top. Davis. Davis down low. Good pass. Laid up and in by Kyle Road. 7 for Road. Good assist there. Davis with the assist. Lead down to 15 with 4:35. And Spalding on the bench with that technical foul and that third foul. Jax Levitch. And that is going to be, if Rose picks that up, Coach, that's huge. That's going to be his 5th.
I thought he had. He's out. I thought he had 3 the last time he picked up 2 quick ones out of nowhere.
He picked up 2 quick ones, and he leads the game with 25 points. And there probably goes your shot if you're LCA making any kind of run here.
The fans are clapping him up, supportive. They love it. But there goes your 50 points right there. So
he had 25 when he left the game, and they're going to get somebody to pick up some scoring here now. Of course, remember Ray Spalding is on the bench for Trinity, the big 6'10 center, who's a 5-star player. And every publication you see, Coach, and you've been watching him very closely from up here on the Catbirds in the Crow's Nest here tonight. Every publication in the state has him as a top prospect in Kentucky.
Oh, which one is this?
Spalding.
I'm going to disagree with everybody.
Okay. And you know what? You got the mic. You got the headset on.
Hey, Rick Pitino, I don't know why he's going to get that kid. He's only 6'10". Who needs him? No, Ray. I mean, Ray ain't bad at all. I like him. He's big. He can handle a little bit. Rick's going to fix a lot of things with some of the deficiencies that I see, but that's mostly all high school kids.
Right.
You know, he's going to have a different motor in order to play with him. He doesn't play fast enough, but I've seen other kids who's got this just as much talent as him, and they don't understand that next level motor.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
So once he gets that motor in him, which he'll get taught that.
Yeah.
He'll turn into a wholly different, and think about it, Gary, we'll get a chance to actually see from now until what he does in the next couple of years under Rick Pitino's tutelage. And if he listens, and he seems to be like a great kid. I don't know him, but he seems to be a great kid. And, the sky's the limit when you're 6'10".
Levitch knocks that pass out. King on the other end got a rebound. Nice rebound by Trey King. So LCA, after fouling out Rose with 25, they've got Trimble, Road, King, Davis, and also Benton Nybert. Nybert needs to get on track. Had 15 last night for LCA. 55-39. Trinity, number 1 team in the state with 4:04 to go. Benton Nybert looking for King. Can't get it to him. Kicks it back out to Road. Over to Davis. Davis goes now. Trimble lets a 3 rip. Knocks it down. Big 3 by Trimble. 7 for him. Makes it 55-42 with 3:47 to play. Almost a turnover there by West. He almost palmed that basketball.
He almost traveled right there,
He sure did. Rams are down the middle. Over to Christian Tiedemann. He hangs and scores.
That was an and one.
And LCA player hits the floor hard. That's Trimble. He's going to be okay. Remember, one of their big guys, speaking of Lexington Christian, they've got an injury to a key player. When you look at Trevor Hill, who was a senior, and he's injured. And Hill, when you look at he's 6'2", but was really counted on as a guard, Coach, and he's out with an injury. And is Hill out for the season? Yeah, he's out for the season.
ACL tear.
So that's a big loss for kind of like we were talking about with Jeremiah Tisdale with Henry Clay. What a huge loss that is. He's one of the best players in the state.
He is. And you think about they won the state tournament this summer.
Yeah.
Which is, the KBA state tournament, which is,
Here's a bad pass by Trimble, picked off by Trinity. 57-42. Rocks by 15, 3:19. Here's a jumper knocked down by Ramser.
They don't do anything to hurt themselves. That's what makes them a good basketball team. Good night. They don't do anything to hurt themselves.
And the thing about Trinity, it seems like nothing, you said it early in the game, nothing bothers them. It's like they're the same no matter what the score is. Here's a Nybert deep three won't go. Trimble turns, and it's rejected from behind by Ramser.
They play, 7, 8 players?
They've played about 8 or 9 guys tonight, but what I'm saying is that nothing bothers them. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no drop-off when they do that.
No drop-off, and nothing seems to faze them. Like a bunch of little Marines out there. Shot won't go for Trimble. That's a compliment to Trinity. The Marines are very disciplined.
I like that kid.
Here's a reverse, and how did he get that shot to go? Christian Thieneman must have did his prayers before that shot. That was a prayer that was
big
answered.
Guy sitting on the bench, and you still playing. That's what you talk about.
Nybert a deep three from downtown. Nybert shot that from the classrooms over here.
Yeah, a little late right now.
Yeah, that's his first three. 61-45. Rose fouled out with 25. Down the lane, that should be a call, but no, some contact there, but they got the shot to go. Ramser, he now has 13. Great balance by Trinity.
Yeah, you got to have that balance, man. To win games, to have a winning record, you got to have balance everywhere.
Nybert going down to King. King right side hanging, missed it. Trimble battling, and coming out of there with it is Murphy for Trinity. Minute 55. Trinity by 18. They're going to win this and move on to the Final Four to join Henderson County, Boyle, and
Good
Catholic.
Move.
Down low, Thieneman with the reverse.
That's what I'm saying. That's just solid basketball, and he's picking you apart with his move.
14.
Good ball fake, good rip, good baseline move.
That lead now is 20 is the biggest, Coach. They had 19-point lead a couple of times. Now they lead by 20. 65-45. King dumps trying to go down to Trent. Not a good idea. And then a push from behind on Trimble. A little frustration foul there by Drew.
Foul's number 13, Drew Trimble.
That's first one on Trimble. And that will send Trinity to the line. So Lexington Catholic will play Boyle. That'll be a good ball game. Henderson County will play Trinity. Coach, what do you think about those two semifinal matchups?
Be a good game. I wish we were playing in one of them, but hey, we came up a little short. Be a good night to see. I'll try to make it back out here to check them out, but if I don't, it's been a good Christmas break for me. I want to enjoy 3 or 4 days without anything to do other than just hang out with my wife and my son and my daughter and enjoy my break before school starts back.
Kyle Ingram is checked in. Austin Dick is checked in. Christian McBeath and looks like Bennett Roach. And knocked down the three on the left side is Macbeth, with the three. Makes it 65-48.
Excuse me.
That's Jax Levitch. He's still in there with West. And Trinity has brought in Isaiah Knight. Down low and laying it up in is Murphy. 67-48. Across the line, that's John Davis. Over now to Bennett Roach. Back to Roach. Turning around, and shot won't go there. And then the attempt by Ingram. Down to 41 seconds. Trinity just going to try to run out this clock, I think. I'm not sure. Coach Zabo calls a timeout there. Wants to get a couple more substitutions in, I think. King gets in. Jake King.
If I can say this, no disrespect to Coach Zabo. If I look at this squad, other than Spalding, they don't pass a look test, but they are solid.
Really good bad. I see why they're number one, don't you,
Coach? Very solid. Very solid.
To me, they're a clear number one right now in this state.
You have got to do your business against this group, or you will get blown out.
Over to Schmidt. Gabe Schmidt, he just checked in. 16 seconds. Trinity's going to move on. Here's a strip by McBeath, and he lays it up and in. 5 for Christian McBeath. 67-50 on the steal by Christian. And that clock's going to run out. Trinity's going to move on to the Final Four. Final score will be Louisville Trinity 67, Lexington Christian Academy 50. That's your final score, 67-50. Great working with you again. Coach
Always.
Carl Red Hutchinson, you're the best. You're my man. Thank you, Coach. And tomorrow night we have the semifinals. It'll be Lexington Catholic and Boyle at 7, and following that it'll be Trinity and Henderson County. Again, for William Warfield, this is Gary Ball for PrepSpin. Your final score, Trinity 67, LCA 50. So long from the Buter Center on the campus of Lexington Catholic. This has been an exclusive production of PrepSpin by William Warfield.